101. Now this is the syllabus video, so this is going to lay down the groundwork for what you and I can expect of each other over the coming semester. This class is completely self-directed, which is going to take a little bit of discipline on your part. So if that's something that you don't think you can handle, you might want to find a different class. I'm your instructor, Daniel Okamura, and please call me Daniel, don't call me anything else. In order to contact me, I prioritize Canvas messages, but my email address is daniel.okamura@unlv.edu. And by university policy, I'm actually not allowed to discuss class-related material from non-UNLV email addresses. So if you are using primarily a Gmail or an Outlook address or anything like that, you're going to want to get that switched over. My office is in the CBC-B building, number 207. Although I am not going to be there all that often because of the pandemic. And my office hours, I'm going to try and be as available to you as as humanly possible. So just contact me and I will meet with you via the software platform of your choice. Now, my office phone, nobody really answers this phone, and we don't actually know the password to get voicemails off of it. So please, just email me or send me messages in Canvas. Now, this course is designed to introduce you to basic history and theory and ideas in sociology, and specifically the sociological imagination. Now, that is an idea where people can connect personal troubles with social issues, right? Most of the time we've been trained, and our culture actually prefers individualistic explanations. But for instance, say if you get laid off, that might suck for you, but if 1,500 people get laid off, that might say something that's going on in the local economy. That's an example of the sociological imagination. And be forewarned, it's not always easy because we're not practiced in connecting the personal with the historical, with the social. So not everybody is going to get it, and that's okay. This is just an intro class. But if you really try to do so, this is going to be a challenging and fulfilling semester. Now, for required materials, you're going to have a reliable internet connection. You're going to have a computer of some kind. And if you're having trouble accessing a computer, please look into the technology lending program at Lead Library. But also be warned that they tend to run out of equipment very, very quickly. The contents of this syllabus are subject to change, so I'm going to make all of those announcements and changes using Canvas. So you have to be able to access Canvas on a regular basis, preferably several times a week. Now, Canvas is also available on your phone and on your tablet, and I have provided links to both the iOS and the Android version of the app. Now, our required readings come from a free textbook from Rice University that I refer to as OpenStax. Now, some people, their funding requires them to pay for their own textbooks. And for those people, there should be some copies available at UNLV Bookstore. But please, if you don't have to, don't buy this book. Because you can just hit Control-P or Command-P, depending on what kind of computer you have, and print out whatever you need. You can print the whole book if you really, really wanted to. So, professional expectations. This is a place of learning, and your education is my most important priority. So, I expect you to treat this as a professional environment. If anybody is doing anything that is jeopardizing your knowledge, your learning, first send them a message saying, please stop that. And if that doesn't work, send me a private message so that I can address the problem. Inclusive language. So We're one of the most diverse campuses in the country. And that means that people come from a variety of backgrounds. People know different things about the world. People experience different things about the world. So I have a few ground rules. We're not going to use words like illegal to refer to people. We're not going to refer to people as queer. We're also not going to refer to people as adjectives. So anything that's not human, we're not going to say. But if you're not sure of what to say or what to call somebody, just ask. As long as we do so from a place of curiosity, people can tell that your intentions are good. So we're also not going to be referring to people as the Chinese. Please make a concerted effort to put the word people into it. Chinese people, Jewish people. That way you're a little bit more aware if you're making a generalization where, you expect everybody from China to agree about something, or you expect everybody who practices the Jewish faith to agree about something, because chances are they don't. We also don't have a right to not be offended. We have a right to a safe environment. So please make that distinction in your minds. We will be offended at times when we are learning around other people, and that is okay. So, time commitment. You may not be aware of this, but 1 credit is the equivalent of 1 classroom hour and a minimum of 2 to 3 hours outside of the classroom. Now, this class is worth 3 credits, so you can expect around 3 hours in the classroom and 6 to 9 hours outside of the classroom, for a total of 9 to 12 hours a week. That is your legal commitment to this class. Resources. If you're having technical difficulties, please contact OIT immediately. Don't ask me. Don't wait for help. Because this class is completely self-directed, I have no deadlines, except for the end of the term, which I am cutting off at 11:30 p.m. Friday, December 10th. No exceptions. Homework. I'm asking that you submit what's called a 3-2-1 assignment. You give me 3 facts, 2 questions, and 1 big synthesis where you put together ideas from the week's readings. These assignments should be very, very easy if you just take notes during everything. And you can basically copy and paste these from your notes. And because I'm not having a discussion component this semester, each of these assignments is going to be evaluated, so it's not just going to be given credit if you turn something in, and it's going to be worth 2.5 points. Now that doesn't sound like a whole lot, except there are only 100 points total in this class. Now, quizzes are going to be about every other module, beginning with Module 4. And those quizzes are also going to be worth 2.5 points each. The difference is that each of those is going to be about 10 questions, which means each question is only going to be worth 1/4 of a point. Now that means that your goal is to learn and not to be penalized for what you're not learning, but really take that as an opportunity to figure out what you need to reread if you're not doing so hot on the quizzes. So because there's no discussion and participation, homework is going to be worth 35% of your grade. Quizzes, because there are 6 of them, those are going to be worth a total of 15% of your grade. The midterm and the final, those are exams where each question is worth 1 point. So those are the times when you have to make it count. Now, because we don't offer A+ in this department, or at this school rather, I consider an A to be 90%. And now keep in mind, this is not common in the Soc department. Other departments do this, but not Soc. Soc usually has an A as 93%. Now also keep in mind that you are being evaluated on college level work. So if your grammar sucks, if your spelling sucks, if you are not checking your work before you submit it, I am going to deduct points for it. because you should be treating this as a professional opportunity, a professional environment, and you wouldn't give lousy work to your boss without expecting some kind of blowback. So this next section of the syllabus is our course outline. Now, I've broken it up by module. There are 15 modules in the class, which correspond roughly to every week. And the easiest way to do this class is to treat each module as you would every week. Now, there's no deadlines though, so that just gives you a little bit of extra flexibility in case you can't get everything done on time, right? You have some time to catch up. So I've put the important dates from the registrar's calendar in this section, and you'll notice that there are italicized words in this section. Those are what I'm holding you accountable for. Most intro textbooks have a lot of bolded and italicized terms, and I think it's way, way too much. So only pay attention to these italicized terms and make sure that you know something about them and not get caught up on things that we're not going to be asking you about. Now, for each week, you're going to turn in, you're going to be responsible for reading a chapter of the book, and you're going to turn in a 3-2-1. Then you should start working on the next chapter, and we're going to have some activities on Canvas. So let's go all the way through this. Our midterm is going to take place after Module 7, and our final is going to take place after Module 15. Now, some of these university policies you might not be aware of. Academic misconduct. If you don't cite and you don't tell us what page numbers and who wrote or who made the video that you're talking about, we don't know how to address what kinds of questions you're asking. And remember that plagiarism is the use of somebody else's ideas without giving them credit. So it's not about just changing the wording. You have to give credit where credit is due. Now, the other ways that academic misconduct happens, especially in online courses, is when people are collaborating on exams, which is not allowed, and when people are just giving each other the answers. Or sometimes people log on representing other people, right, instead of being themselves and doing things like taking exams and quizzes for each other. Those are all punishable by as little as a 0 on the assignment and could get referred to the Office of Student Conduct. Now, auditing a course, you can always change your grading option until the deadline anyways, so that you don't get dinged in your GPA if you're doing badly or if you just want to sit in on the course. Classroom conduct, if you're disruptive, I'm going to take points away. If you keep on doing it, I'm going to refer you to OSC. Copyright, you can't actually record things from this class without prior permission, because these classes are all copyright, both me and the university. The DRC, if you need any extra accommodations for things like extra time on quizzes, or maybe you have some dyslexia and you need some help getting things read to you, contact the DRC as soon as you can, and they will work with you to get your disabilities documented and accommodated. The final exam is completely online, as are all the other exams and quizzes, and I'm not following the final schedule from the registrar. You just have to turn it in by the end of finals. And online verification, like I said, don't misrepresent yourself as somebody else when you're logging into this class. It's a big no-no. Incomplete grades. Most instructors at UNLV will not give you an incomplete grade unless it's for something like you got sick during the final. It's really for somebody who has completed more than 75% of the class. So it's just like, oh, well, I need some extra time to finish the paper, or I need some extra time to finish the final. That's it. Library resources. Even if we're not doing original research in this class, we have subject librarians who are very, very knowledgeable, and they can help you in all of your other classes. They can also help you find things that you may not know exist that can get you interested in some of the topics that we talk about in this class. Now, missed classwork. Again, there's no deadlines, so you just have to get everything into me by the end of finals. Again, I can only discuss class-related business with you using your UNLV email. Don't forget, we have a lot of support for students who need help with things like study skills and time management skills through the Academic Success Center. The Writing Center will help you with individual assignments to help you polish up your grammar and to help you learn how to structure an argument. And keep in mind that we are one of the most diverse campuses in the country, in the world, and we have to come from a place of curiosity. And remember, I will try and manage things as best as I can, but we do not have a right to not be offended. Now, if you have any questions about the syllabus, please let me know, and I look forward to having you in the class.